New York City police are on a manhunt after the CEO of the largest healthcare company in the United States was gunned down this morning. Police say the shooting was a targeted attack. Let's bring in the CBC's Mark Carcasole. So, Mark, police gave an update recently. What did we hear?
Yeah, Andrew, this happened just a little before 7 a.m. local time in Midtown Manhattan. According to what police say, 50-year-old Brian Thompson, who's the CEO of UnitedHealthcare, was walking to the Hilton Hotel in Midtown, just across the street from the hotel he was staying in. He was going to a UnitedHealthcare investors conference. Somewhere along the course of his walk to that conference, a man emerged from behind him and fired multiple shots at him. We have a live look from the scene there on the Avenue of Americas, or also known as 6th Avenue in Midtown. You can see police are still on scene, a wide area cordoned off there, likely the entirety of Mr. Thompson's walk to that hotel. We know that multiple shots were fired. First from a distance, police say the shooter then moved in on Thompson, moved in closer to him as he was firing shots. It sounds like after a few shots, his gun jammed. This is why they think perhaps the person who did this might be proficient in the use of guns, because they were able to clear the jam and keep firing before they fled down an alleyway and eventually took a pretty long path. Police have the shooter fleeing along a pretty wide path on video. We'll get to more on that in a second, but Thompson was hit in the back and leg. He was rushed to Mount Sinai Hospital, where he was declared dead about half an hour after he was shot. Witnesses tell police that the man who shot Brian Thompson had been hanging around the hotel for about 5 minutes or so. Wasn't a guest at the hotel, but was just hanging around, and then emerged from behind a car as Thompson passed him and fired those shots from behind him. There have been no arrests so far, no motive. Police are calling this a targeted attack. As I mentioned, as they try to figure out who is responsible for this, they do have the suspect fleeing on video. Let's take a look at what investigators had to say about that.
The shooter then flees on foot northbound into an alleyway between 54th Street and 55th Street. Once at West 55th Street, the shooter continues to walk westbound on Avenue of the Americas, where he gets onto an electric e-city bike and rides northbound on the Avenue of Americas towards Central Park, where at 6:48 a.m. we have the shooter riding this bike into Central Park at Center Drive.
Now, Thompson had been the CEO of UnitedHealthcare since April 2021. They released a statement this afternoon saying, quote, "We are deeply saddened and shocked at the passing of our dear friend and colleague, Brian Thompson, the CEO of UnitedHealthcare. Brian was a highly respected colleague and friend to all who worked with him." In terms of the suspect in this case now, police say they are looking for a white male wearing a cream-colored jacket with a black face mask and black and white sneakers. Officials say he was carrying a gray backpack. That backpack, very distinct, and it's what they're using to help them track him through video surveillance across various streets and city blocks. They're looking, obviously, for help from anyone who is able to provide it. They say that they did find a cell phone in the alleyway down which the shooter fled. They don't know whose that is yet. They're still scanning that for any evidence, so we're waiting to hear more from them on that. And they're also contacting law enforcement in Thompson's hometown in Minnesota. That's where he's from, just looking to see if he had any enemies, any previous threats. But this is a large-scale investigation that may take some time, Andrew.
All right, Mark. Thank you. The CBC's Mark Carcasole.